Hey guys, it's me, Mystic Mars, here with your not only a weekend oracle, but a new moon oracle. So today's the new moon in Cancer, and I want to kind of just pull some cards to give you more insight about what the weekend will be like, not just for the weekend, but for the new moon. So most of you know that new moon energy is what it sounds like. It is a new moon. It's time for a new start, releasing the old, all of that. Whereas the full moon's kind of like the culmination of things. It is about release, but it's also about, a lot of other stuff. It's the new moon, I feel, is less emotional. It's more proactive. It's more like, all right, these are my intentions, things like that. It's a little bit more of a masculine energy to me, whereas the full moon is very much a, feminine and all of that thing, the womb and all that. But the new moon is in Cancer, so that's quite a feminine vibe. That is quite an, it can make you quite emotional. It could be, you could be a little bit touchy right now, things like that. That's just how Cancer is. The sun is in Cancer and the moon is in Cancer. They are conjunct. That's what the new moon means. So yeah, that's kind of the vibe of that, and I'll be telling you a little bit more about that at the end of this, after I pull the cards. I like to read the degree symbols and tell you, a little bit more about what the energy holds for the exact degree that the moon is at. I love doing that, but not everybody is an astrology nerd, so they're going to be like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I hope that it resonates for you, but I'll save that for the end. And hello everybody, I have missed you guys so much. Last week I was off doing my thing for my birthday, and so, you know what? Once again, I do not have a lighter here for my sage, so I'm going to use my intention, and you know what else I'm going to use? This is a little plug for my brother and his girlfriend. They have an Etsy store, and it's called A Wolf and the Witch, and they sell awesome stuff like this. I don't know if you can see that. It's called Psychic. It's a spray. It smells beautiful. They sell, it's an essential oil blend, that kind of thing, herb blend, and they sell really, really, really cool holistic type stuff. And so it kind of runs in my family. We're all kind of like that. So it's really cool to see, but I would definitely recommend checking them out. I will put their link in the comments. I'm not shy to do that because they are really high quality stuff. I mean, and their pictures are gorgeous for their products. So this, I wish you guys could smell it. I wish we had smell-o-vision because, oh my gosh. So it's called Psychic. So sometimes what I do is I spray it over my head before the readings. I spray it over the cards and in my space before I put the cards down. Beautiful. I really love the vibe. And you know what? Sometimes sage to me is a little too heavy, if that makes sense to some of you guys. Sometimes I feel like we need something lighter, and this is just like breath of fresh air. So little plug for my dear brother and his girlfriend. So let me go ahead and get right into it. We're going to pull an animal card to see what animal is joining us this weekend, what animal is helping us with the new moon vibes that we have today. It's a new start, new cycle. It's time to set the plant the seeds of intention. What do you want to do? What do you want to do for this cycle? What would you like to do? What would you like to accomplish? It may make you a little bit more touchy and emotional right now. That's kind of the shadow sides of Cancer, but it's all good. You know what? Cancer is also very, very loving energy, very psychic energy, very much about the family, the home. So I feel like some of your pursuits may revolve around the family and the home right now. Ooh, this is gorgeous. Oh, sorry, that was a little too close. So this is horse, obviously. So horse is the helper, and in my other deck, actually, my Avalon deck, horse is literally tells you, if you need help, seek it. If you need help, accept it. This one is a little bit more complex than that. I do think that it holds that energy, but it also is a little bit more about the horsepower. You always hear about horsepower. Horses are very powerful creatures. If you've ever been by one, you just look at their muscles and you look at their bodies and you go, oh my gosh, these things can not only hold humans, they could plow fields and do things like that. So this is a really cool energy to assist us, interestingly enough, for this new moon. So the little poem that goes along with horse is, mighty horse, power to run across the open plains, or to bring the vision of the shields dancing in purple dream rain. Purple dream. That reminds me of Prince. Hey guys, what's up? So, stealing horses is stealing power was a statement made frequently in historical Native American and a reference to the esteemed role which horse played in Native cultures. So horse is not physical power, and sorry, I'm saying this totally wrong. Horse is physical and unearthly. Again, wow. You know what? Mars is conjunct this new moon too. So, I mean Mercury. So I'm going to blame that. Look at my brain. We're out of Gemini season and I don't know what to do with my mind. I'm going to start over and tell you something more important about this energy. So there's different colors of horses and they each have a different power. It's almost like the horses of the apocalypse, but not exactly, you know, don't get scared. So there's like yellow stallion and red stallion. They all depict the shield, the healing shield, medicine shield. If you've seen a Native American medicine shield, there's different colors like that. And I'll read you just a little bit about the horse. So in understanding the power of horse, you may see how to strive for a balanced medicine shield. True power is wisdom found in remembering your total journey. Wisdom comes from remembering pathways you have walked in another person's moccasins. I love that. Compassion, caring, teaching, loving, and sharing your gifts, talents, and abilities are the gateway to power. So, what's very interesting about this is some of you know and some of you are doing it. I'm doing a 10-day challenge, me and my sister. We do 10-day challenges. We host them every month since January. This is about compassion. It's called 10 Days of Compassion. That's what this is. This is coming up. And guess what else? Cancer is compassionate. Cancer can be very, very beautifully compassionate. So not only are we in the energy of the 6 right now, we're in the energy of compassion overall because of the Cancer moon, the Cancer sun, and now we have horse here. I love how that works out. Oh my gosh, it's too much. So another cool thing is this number equals to 8. 35 equals 8, right? For some, 8 could be a karmic number. And what did we just have? If you watched last week, earlier in the week, we just finished a cycle, a karmic cycle. We completed it. So like I told you guys, if there was something you were carrying or something you needed to move past, congratulations, you're doing it. You've done it. You're done. Close the door, open the window. As I said last time, it's just like you're done. You don't have to, this is going to sound bad, you don't have to beat a dead horse. Okay? You could quote me on that. So let's go ahead and pull an Avalonian card. Yes. And I'll read some of your comments as I do that. Cancer moon. Yes, it's a Cancer new moon today. Yes, yes, yes. Liz says she has moon conjunct moon. Oh, yep. Yep. There you go. That'll do it. You know what? Anyone, if you have any personal planets conjunct this moon, which is at 2 degrees Cancer, you might be having an interesting experience. So if you don't know, if anything is there, astro.com is a really cool site to figure it out. So, and also I could take a look for you too. I do minor astrology readings for people, telling them about their main transits and just the overall energy of what they were born with the stars and the planets have in store for them and things like that. So we're going to pull an Avalonian card, and already one was wanting to come out. Now, this is pretty cool too. Look what else we have. We have the stag. And guess what that equals, you guys? 8. I love it. So we have horse here equals 8. Stag, not dissimilar from the horse, equals 8. That keeps happening to us, and it's for a reason. We love the numbers, and we love seeing them, and we love being guided by them. So the stag is pride. The stag is leadership. This is almost like the antelope energy we got in the beginning of the week. So we are having a similar type of vibe here, and that sometimes happens when we still need that energy to help us along. So again, this is a weekend energy, but this is also the energy for the new moon for all of us. That's what this is. So stag, when he appears on your path, he tells you to take pride in all that you do, but don't be too prideful, of course. He leads you out of both difficult places into the kind of pride that reminds you that you're always in service to the god and goddess in every step that you take. So this asks you to be the leader, be proactive, ask what is for the good of all. What do I need to know? What do I need to do that's for the good of all? It's not really about the self. It's more about giving the self and leading, giving yourself by leading, and not stepping into the place of ego and things like that. So that's really interesting to know. Once again, almost the place of compassion, even though it's pride and leadership. I feel this is a compassionate leader. Those are my favorite types of leaders. I feel like you can't really be a great leader unless you have some iota of compassion. You just kind of have to. So we're going to go ahead and pull a numerology card because, you know what, maybe it's going to be an 8, maybe it's going to be something else that we need to know. I want this to be a number, that we're caring for throughout the weekend, and also helps us align with the new moon, helps us use that energy to our best advantage, and helps us learn a little bit more about what we need and a little bit more about ourselves. So no big deal, right? I'm like, oh, give us all the things. But we're going to pull a number card. And maybe you've been seeing numbers today galore. You know, I see them a lot, not really today, but I do see them a lot. The number synchronicities, as we like to call them. So maybe this is a number you've been seeing a lot. Maybe it's one you're going to start seeing a lot. So once again, it falls on the floor. We have two numbers here, and they're pretty cool. So you're not going to be surprised that the first number is a 44, which is what? I know there's a delay. I'm going to make someone say it to see if you're paying attention. Why is that cool that this number is 44? Not only because it's a master number, but why else is it really super duper cool? So do you remember what other two cards? Yes, Liz is like on it. So our other two cards equals 8. We have another 8 here. This is a very high vibration of 8, and it is environment. So I'll read you a little bit about that. I mean, these are pretty self-explanatory, but I like to read a little bit about it and also the affirmation, because these have really cool affirmations with them. So we have environment. It's a time to focus on environmental awareness by educating yourself about what's going on behind the scenes. Honoring Mother Earth as a living, breathing entity, and recognizing that we are privileged to be here as her guests. I love that. We're here as her guests. So we should be good guests, right? Treat her right. It's also an encouragement to recycle, use environmentally friendly products, things like that. It's also about raising public awareness about environmental issues. The affirmation for this card is, I show respect for Mother Earth and align myself with Source. I'll say it again. I show respect for Mother Earth and align myself with Source. Wonderful. So the second card we got also has a 4 in it. It's 41. So this is self-discipline. I know, I'm like, no. Remember last time we got this, we were kind of like over it. But no, it's a good thing. Self-discipline is not a bad thing. So it's about motivation, taking action to improve the quality of your life, manifesting your goals, planning. I feel like some of you, you have had something in the works, but you are not disciplined enough to sit there and take it to the next level, to sit there and write the list, to sit there and plan out the next step, to sit there and figure out what your inventory is, what you need to move forward. So this is telling you, all right, yeah, that was really fun watching those 10 Netflix shows in a row, but now it's time to be a little bit more disciplined. And they choose 41 in my eyes because 4 can be a grounded energy. 4 is that structure. 4 is a little bit of the disciplinarian, and the 1, of course, is the self. And together it's 5, so that's changes, that's adapting, things like that. So I'll go ahead and give you a little bit about this right now. So I love this. You're being reminded that you need to meet the universe halfway because your dreams won't manifest by themselves. Thank you. I've been talking about this so much about, you know, those who just want everything to happen right away, and those who want this, and I want this, and I want that, and I want this relationship, and I want that car, and then you're not really taking the steps to do it. You know, it's all well and good to wish for things, but put that behind some action. And that was the energy we got on Monday with Antelope. It was like, okay, cool, you have awesome dreams, guys. Now, like, do something about it. You know, we're sick of talking about it and dreaming about it. It's now time to do the action. Take the steps. And this is telling us this. So the affirmation for this is, I take time out for myself and rebalance my body and life. I take time out for myself and rebalance my... That's wrong! That's a timeout card! Oh no, universe! Oh no! So, I guess we're supposed to hear that too. It's no accident. It's never an accident. So, that indicates a timeout, and I am not kidding. But, the actual energy for self-discipline is, with self-discipline and action, I make my dreams come true. With self-discipline and action, I make my dreams come true. I love that. And sometimes we do need a time out when we are too self-disciplined. That would be the shadow side of this energy, when we're just like, oh God, I can't take a break. What am I, nuts? I have so much to do. I can't take a break. I need to work. I need to provide. the energy of Cancer could be a lot about, you know, providing for the home, whether it's emotionally or whatever it may be. It is a lot about concentration on the home, and also people who are just very close to you, whether they're relatives or not. So, okay. Since it's a new moon, I will pull one more, and this will be Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. And what I want this to tell us tonight is, since it's a Hidden Realms deck, I like to ask, what is it that we're not seeing? What is hidden? What is being hidden from us? So I would like to know what's being hidden right now, what needs to emerge so that we can shine the light and use this new moon for our advantages, to get us forward, to propel us, to help us plant the seeds, to have intention, that kind of thing. So without further ado, we're going to pull a Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. And I don't usually pull from this deck. I don't usually feel called to pull from this deck. You guys know that I usually pull an animal card and an Avalon card and a numerology card. But as for the rest, if I'm not feeling it, I will not do it. I don't feel obligated to pull from those, but you know my main three. And oh, well, this is all sorts of gorgeous. I love this. I've never, oh my gosh, I just looked at the number. Okay, this is gonna blow your minds, because as I saw this beautiful green, I won't show you the number yet, I saw the beautiful, oh, you saw it. I saw the beautiful green, like 44. Well, look at that. That is 44. So, we are being blessed. We are being guided. And you guys bring it too. You guys bring that lovely vibe that really motivates me to do this and to pull these cards and to you know, to speak and to communicate. And, you know, Geminis love that crap. But, you know, you guys really, it really is a cool dynamic. And that's why I like doing these live. It's a little bit different when I'm doing them on camera and there's nobody there technically, even though I know I'm going to put it up later. Live, this energy is so different. You guys are bringing these in. So what I like to say is, whoever's listening to this, you're supposed to. I know that sounds kind of trite, but no. If you're here listening to this, you helped bring it in. Obviously, there's something going on in your life where you needed to hear this. So thank you. Thank you for bringing in these synchronistic cards. And Liz is saying no more 8. And Keith is saying all 8s. Yes, you guys are hilarious. Yes, no. 8 can be a bit of a difficult energy. I'm not gonna lie, but it could be a gorgeous one too. 8s, that is a powerful, powerful vibe. Those are like the business savvy, the strong leaders. They're really good with finances. They're really good with, in general, power and really harnessing the material world. And not in about, I'm not just saying, you know, credit cards and cars or whatever. No, the material world, the 3D. That's not a bad word. We're in the 3D. So, you know, we hop in and out, of course. So, this Lady of the Mirror, the Lady of the Mirror. So this is reflection and non-judgment. Look at that. So I've never pulled this card before, so you're going to learn with me. All right, the Lady of the Mirror is both ally and challenger, asking you to see yourself in the mirror made by the events of your life. She represents the powerful force of the law of attraction and reminds you that what you are is what you attract. Once again with the law of attraction today. Yes, yes, yes. So this isn't to say that you need to blame yourself for inviting transgressions, or if you find yourself a victim of a big picture event like a war. This is a distorted interpretation of this law. Certain events are fated to test our faith. I'll say that one again. Certain events are fated to test our faith. So rather than find yourself within the web woven throughout your life, your relationships, opportunities, desire, seeming failures and successes, observe how you've responded to life's challenges, great and small, and be aware of what is familiar in the present. Release all judgment and accept things exactly as they are with love. Oh my gosh. The Lady of the Mirror asks you to honor every part of your story as essential to your highest unfolding. That's very true. How will you honor every part of your story? Some of us don't want to. Some of us don't want to relive any part of our story. We don't want to listen to it anymore. We don't want to own it. But when we don't, we're doing ourselves a disservice, because every part of our stories makes who we are now, for better or for worse. We can't deny it. So this is also about perceiving your reactions and the motivations in your current inquiry. You will find your answer in a thorough and honest self-appraisal. I love that. So reflection, plain and simple, reflection, but non-judgment. Don't get stuck in the judge. If you look at this picture, she's kind of afraid. She's wary of looking in. She's not looking in, if you notice. She has a concerned look on her face, and that's kind of how we are. We're, like I said, we're concerned. We don't really want to look at our reflection and what we see there, whether it's literally or figuratively. But if we look in non-judgment and go, oh wow, you know, that's what makes me me. That's okay. I know where I come from, and I hope I know where I'm going, and try not to be so judgy. Oh my gosh. And Cancer energy could be a little bit that when they feel especially defensive and things like that. So just try not to get trapped there. Overall, I think we're going to do really well with this. I really, really do. And for those who stuck around, I love to read the degree little messages by Elias Lonsdale from Inside Degrees. So I want to read, so the new moon is at 2 degrees, happened at 2 degrees Cancer. And, but, so what you actually do is you're supposed to read the degree after, so 3 degrees Cancer, but I like to read both because you know me. So it kind of tells me where we were and kind of where we're going. That's how I like to see the degree. So, yes, reminds me of Narcissus. Yes, Liz, I was going to mention that, but I wasn't sure if anyone else would know what I was talking about. Yes, awesome. So, you know what? If you're not an astrology nerd type of person, it doesn't matter. I think this will resonate for whoever's watching. So, stick around. So, 2 degrees Cancer, the symbol here is a bunch of iron keys. So, think of a bunch of iron keys as I'm reading this. So, this is where the new moon happened, where it occurred. 2 degrees Cancer, okay? Strength to stay with vision and maintain the connection with your greater self throughout the changes. Blessed with a sharp aim, an intricate ability to find a way through ingeniously and resourcefully, bearing the striking quality of always knowing just where you are, no matter what the context. When a masterful touch carries out a razor-sharp aim, the results are impressive. You are held above the frequency of conflict and disattunement and wrapped up in a cocoon of guided destiny ongoingness. I love how these are worded. The challenge is to retain full power, full power within the sphere in the face of its strange reputation, for this will not be seen as it is because the great bulk of its presence is at too high a vibrational frequency to register. What others see is a lack of full human sympathies and manner. Therefore, you're being asked to hold steady in a position while accused of having elitist and self-righteous attitudes, perhaps a little bit too much of the stag. I lost my place, self-righteous attitudes, and to simply be beyond the world and bring into it what is called for, indwelling your greater self all the while with calm and supernal uprightness. So that is very much the stag energy and the horse. This is not an accident that these cards come up right now. If you heard that, if you were truly listening, I think you would have felt these energies. Very holding yourself upright, but not falling victim to all of that ego and all of that self-righteousness and things like that. So we're coming from that, okay? That's where the new moon happened. Now we're moving forward. So this is the image moving forward. So we had a bunch of keys, right? That was where the new moon was, a bunch of keys. Now, Cancer 3 degrees is a set of surgical instruments. That's not going to be too scary, okay? I know that the idea, the very image of surgical instruments just laying out probably makes most of us freak out a little bit. So I'll read this and try not to think of it that way. So a set of surgical instruments. A self-schooling and using the mind appropriately. You are learning how to dump overboard all preconceptions, all belief systems, every opinion based on previous experience. You are discovering how to think and act from a disinterested, steady, and cool vantage point. And you are one-pointedly intent upon grasping the central message that what you weigh down by negative bias, by apprehension, and by dark conviction comes back to haunt you 1,000-fold, while what you set free by precise and accurate readouts and follow-through becomes such a blessing that you swim in it forever. I love that. Such a blessing that you swim in it forever. By witnessing exhaustively just how negative intent and affirmative intent work, intelligence is refined to the utmost and the approach taken is optimized quintessentially and exquisitely. So I know they use a bunch of fancy words and da-da-da-da-da. So I don't want to lose you guys on that, but I hope you understand the image and understand what this degree is trying to tell us. And I really do think it resonates with what we have here. But bring it back to the numbers. I want you this weekend to kind of meditate on the number 4, especially 44. You could write it out. I would love for you to write it out, perhaps in green, perhaps draw it out. That's kind of your homework this weekend. I really think that you will harness this new start by keeping this number in mind, taking notice of when it appears on the clock, all that kind of stuff. You don't have to be obsessed with it, but it's definitely bringing us a message. We have 2 44s, and we have a 14, and we have an 8, and we have another 8. You know, we have so many 4s and 8s. So, but I'm getting the sense that it all is starting with the 4. Of course, you could look into the 8 and see what that means for you. And I think that Liz had mentioned she's in a year 8 coming up. It's hard for me to remember. I talk a lot about people's life paths and their year numbers and things like that, and so I forget. I can't remember it all by heart. So sometimes you guys have to remind me. But each of us are in a personal year number. Not all of us know this. So it goes beyond your life path number. This is a cycle of your life. We're all in cycles. So even though 2017 is year 1, and some of you guys have heard me say this, so year 1, we're in a new cycle collectively. The world is collectively in a year 1 cycle, right? However, some of us are in a different cycle. Although we will retain the energy of the 1, we're also in a personal, you may be in a 7, you may be in a 4, you may be in a 2. So it kind of works that way. So those will be the little personal influences on you. And I give advice on that as well, of course. I love looking into people's cycles and being like, oh my gosh, you're into this, and you should do this. So to sum it up, we have the stag, pride, leadership, but don't get too caught up in that ego, and turkey. I don't know where turkey came from. I don't think turkey belongs, but guess what? Turkey is a 4. So turkey, by the way, is sacrifice. So that's really interesting that we kind of lost horse here. I literally don't know where horse went. That is really weird. The horse card legitimately just disappeared. Wow. And turkey came up and it was 4. So we get it. 4. We get it. We absolutely understand. Okay, 4. Very interesting. And maybe some of you guys are in a 4 cycle. That's what I'm wondering. Maybe you're bringing all these freaking 4s. Gosh. So the stag, the horse, power, leadership, pride, but also environment, and also self-discipline. So overall, like I'm saying, I do feel like this is a pretty masculine energy, and that just means that it's a little bit more of a logic, a little bit more action, a little bit more drive, ambition type of thing. Not that the female energy can't be ambitious, it's just that the male is a little bit more like outward. And but we have, of course, the new moon, very feminine. We're in Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon, feminine, lady of the mirror. So it's a pretty good balance. Pretty good balance, I think. And I hope that that helps you out with figuring out what it is you need to learn, what it was that is hidden in you, what it is that's driving us throughout this weekend and throughout this new moon. And I would love to hear what you guys have to say about your intentions. What intentions are you setting, especially based on this? And I do want to, I usually don't read through all of these live, but I want to read through some of your comments. And if you have a question, please ask it. I'll be on for a few more minutes here, and I really want to read your comments. And if you're watching on YouTube, you probably, I hope you're not confused. Obviously, it's a live Facebook video, so, I'm reading people's comments there. So, like I like to say, I'm not talking to myself, even though as a Gemini, of course, I do that all the time. So, okay, I'm seeing lots from Liz, and I'm seeing Christy. She sees 2 show up a lot. Okay, I don't know what your life path is, Christy, but perhaps you're 2, or perhaps you're in a cycle 2, or something you need to know. Okay. Okay, Liz is moving into a year 8. Oh. Okay, well, yeah, the shadow sides, of course, like I said, is like power hungry, greed, things like that, karmic experiences, debts, but it helps you move forward with them. and it's a very infinite number, of course, the 8. And the other thing about 8 is it could really blast you into that ambitious mindset and into whatever project you're working on, or especially in any sort of business setting or financial arrangement. That's gonna be a really great energy for you if it doesn't get into the shadow crap. So it doesn't have to be scary. Okay, you guys are loving the 8s. Oh, you're very welcome. I love pulling these for you guys. Evgenia says, Mother Earth, Mother Healing. Yes, Cancer could be very much of that's the archetype right now with Cancer. It's that Mother Earth. It is that Mother Earth energy. I've heard other, sorry, my throat again. I've heard other astrologers equate this new moon with the motherly vibe. So I do feel that as well. So I do think it's a good mix of the two. And I do think this more masculine energy is going to help us not get stuck in the super emotional areas where this moon and this energy of Cancer can take us, and the moodiness and things like that. And kind of taking a break by stepping into the logical a little bit. So, cool. You guys have awesome comments here. Oh, so to answer Christy, so the way you determine your life path is that there's a bunch of online calculators, of course, but you simply add up your birthday, your month, day, and year. You add it all up, and then whatever that equals to, that's your life path. It has to reduce down to a single digit. So if your birthday lines up to the number 13, then you're a 4 life path. If your birthday equals 18, then you're a 9. You know, it all has to go down to a single digit, unless if it equals 11 or 22, you don't reduce it anymore, because that's the master number. So you keep it. So whenever you see 11s or 22s when you're doing your math and stuff like that, don't reduce it. Like, for instance, if you're born in November, don't reduce that. You could keep the 11 and then add on that. So yeah, it's really cool. Yes, Evgenia, I've done a few readings for her, and I really love doing readings for her. It's always good vibes, and I think that she uses the Avalon deck too. So it's kind of a cool energy there when someone uses your own deck, and you're just like, oh my gosh, this card came out for you, and they're like, oh, I know what card that is. Oh my god, I see that all the time, or what, it's my favorite card or something like that. I really love how that goes. So I appreciate that, Evgenia. Awesome. So I am not picking personal cards right now, Elizabeth. I kind of did, this one's kind of the special one, kind of the overall what everybody here needs to know type of energy. So that kind of satisfies that. So this is the Lady of the Mirror, reflection and non-judgment. And you could, if you missed that, you could go and look into it and see what I said about that. I read a little bit about that. But overall, what I want to end with is, take this 44, you guys. Take it, because we are so blessed to get these clear signals, to get these clear signs that are like, yep, that's it, run with it. And that's what we have to do with that. So find some pride. Be a leader, probably in your home right now. A lot about if you're a homebody this week and don't feel bad at all, you're probably going to want to start new projects in and around your home. So go with that. Absolutely go with that. And happy new moon! Happy new moon! Maybe you could do a nice reflection ritual alongside the moon. And if you're interested in joining my 10-day challenge that I'm hosting with my sister, 10 days of compassion. So we're only in day 3, so it doesn't take a lot to catch up. These are not hard things to do. They're not hard challenges. But we're coming up on a catch-up day soon. So if you have not begun, or if you're behind, totally okay. These are fun. These are also illuminating. They're not so serious, but they really do help you delve a little bit more into yourself. But they're fun too, and we have a lot of fun coming up with them. So, all right, I will read your comments after I go offline, or off air, I guess. And I hope you have a wonderful new moon and a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you on Monday for, obviously, the weekly oracle reading. Bye, guys.